I like to leave things better than I found them. Perfection's probably not a choice that's on the menu every day, but better is. I grew up Houston guy in the museum district, loving family, born in Herman Hospital. This was and is a small town for me. My family had a media business, and I had this idea because our back office was so inefficient in our radio and TV stations that there was an obvious opportunity there to integrate software platforms in the background and make this more automated, more seamless, more efficient. We were so young and naive that we actually pulled that off. We bought two companies originally and pushed them together and then started to create interfaces between products that were adjacent on the value chain. It absolutely gave me confidence, gave me some capital. Then I ran for statewide office. I offered myself in public service and lost the closest race in Texas history. We gave it our all, but it wasn't to be. So I went back to what I thought I knew, which was buying small businesses and making them better. And so, to some degree, I guess I've been doing that ever since.
I think through Paul's career, there's lots of successes that he can draw from. Texas Genco, which is a collection of power generators that ultimately was sold to NRG, which was at the time the largest private equity transaction in the world. And Paul went from the board of Texas Genco to the board of NRG, which he remains today. And then at the same time, building up Genesis Park.
Well, probably without knowing it, your first deal informs the balance of your career. I met my partner, Peter Shaper, as part of that deal. And so in late '99, we came together and we were across the street from Herman Park, so it ended up being called Genesis Park.
Genesis Park realized a void in the market. In Houston, Texas, having a good finance private equity firm that was focused on middle market growth, finding portfolio companies, helping entrepreneurs. CapRock is one of their big early successes, and that was a $10 million investment for them that they ultimately realized $171 million in a quick 4 years.
I attribute a lot of Paul's success with his leadership at CapRock Communications because he was constantly pushing the envelope. He does not like the status quo. I think Texas Monthly is a great example. After Genesis Park invested, Paul took it from really just a focus of a magazine to expanding it into social media, new content and events, and a host of other things to really transform a magazine into so much more.
When Paul mentors you, he mentors you at a 50,000-foot viewpoint. He provides a guiding light, but not the path. It allowed me to use my skills and talents and capabilities to forge my own lane or to identify my own path to get to the light.
Paul really takes people under his wing. He really is a person who is there to help you and help think of ideas and see what obstacles he can clear, but he doesn't ever accept no. It's going to be yes, we're going to get it done.
I had a lot of mentors. I'm glad to give my time to young people because you pay it forward. Everybody has blind spots, and I hope people show me mine. I want to lovingly help people identify their blind spots.
He's often quietly putting ideas in your head and planting thoughts of where he thinks you should go. To see that person succeed is what I really think drives Paul day to day.
Paul's philosophy about philanthropic initiatives are about time, whether it's the Herman Memorial Hospital, whether it's the Baylor College of Medicine. Paul has been very intentional about contributing his time to things he cares deeply about.
I was born in a public hospital and I was educated at public universities, so maybe you don't get very far from your roots. I've spent a lot of time in not-for-profit healthcare.
Paul has such a love for the state of Texas, and in particular, the city of Houston. I'm amazed by how many places Paul can seem to be in 1 week. Whether it's mentoring someone, doing his prison ministry, he always says yes because he knows that he's helping Houston.
I believe that in Paul's heart, he wants to leave the world in a better place than he found it. Paul doesn't have to work every day. He doesn't have to give back. I believe he does because he has a greater calling to leave the world better than he found it.